Well, Kevin, you're on video right now if you want to shotgun a beer. I mean...
All right, let's do it.
Yes!
Oh, am I out of rainier?
Oh, wait a minute. We're out of time. Sorry, guys. We should probably just turn this off. Unfortunately, I think we're out of time. Welcome to the Business Over Beer Happy Hour, a daily dose of support for business owners, entrepreneurs, and people passionate about what they do. Hosted by Ben Surratt, Jonathan Kaler, and Jason Knope, it's time to grab a beer, enjoy some cheer, and join together.
We're live, man. Too late. You got to be quicker than that, Kevin. You got to be quicker. Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday, right? It is Wednesday.
Yeah.
It is Wednesday. Yeah. This is the Business Over Beer Happy Hour. I am Ben Surratt, and I am looking at some fine-looking dudes in my computer screen. But there's only one person right now I want to hear from, and that is Mr. Terror of Power, Mr. Respect the Hair. Some people call him the Space Cowboy, but no. We call him Spartacus. Mr. Jonathan Kaler. Happy Wednesday, Jonathan.
Oh, happy hump day to you, my friend. I'm glad to be here. It's been another interesting day, as they all are, but we're here. We made it. Time to do some work. It's very strange to say, all right, well, I'm going to get ready to go to work with a handful of beer in my... It's all good. Hey, and speaking of a handful, we got the gift that keeps on giving. The gangsta of Hazeldale is with us. Hashtag respect the head. Mr. Jason Knope, how you feeling tonight, my friend?
I'm feeling pretty good. I get to sit down, drink some beer with some dudes. All good.
How was life on Hoth?
Yeah, how long is that flight? I'm just curious.
8 years. I took a good nap, and come to find out the place has been destroyed, abandoned, whatever. So,
man, that's crazy.
I know.
Well, I'm glad that you at least kept your watch on Pacific Daylight Time, so you knew when to join us. So that's good.
Hey, Ben, who do we got here with us today?
We have a very good friend, Kevin Reed. How are you, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing good.
Awesome, Kevin. Thank you so much for joining us on Happy Hour, man.
Yeah.
Well, hey, this is the Business Over Beer podcast. We typically start by getting into your business. So we're excited that, you're kind of the first real frontline essential employee, that we've had on the Happy Hour in the few weeks that we've been doing this. So maybe just give us the 50,000-foot view of kind of what your job is and kind of what you're into.
So I work at a grocery store that is, how do you want to put it? An all-inclusive grocery and home goods store. And I actually normally manage the garden center. That's my gig. But lately it's been kind of everything.
So the garden, that's interesting. I'll be curious to get a little bit further into that. So, working for the grocery store, it doesn't get much more essential than that, given the current situation. For me, I go two places. I go out to buy beer, and I go to the grocery store, and that's pretty much it. Fortunately, we're all healthy, so we haven't had, to do doctors and pharmacies and too much of that. But yes, grocery employees are about as essential as it comes for those of us who have cabin fever trying to get out of the house. A little bit about me for your benefit. So I have been in customer service and inside sales for the majority of my career, and so. I have either been a frontline employee or managed frontline employees in a lot of different facets through the course of my career. And I think it's interesting that, we talk about frontline employees as essential employees now. Well, guess what, folks? They have always been essential employees. It's only now that we truly appreciate what they do for us. So talk a little bit about that, being an essential employee, being a frontline employee, and just sort of, what is your customer service philosophy? and how do you kind of manage the front lines day in and day out under fairly normal circumstances?
Under normal circumstances, it's still a crazy time of year for me, but I manage like 2 people most of the year, and then right now like 8 on my side. But it's just been a mess. Like in the last 2 weeks, I finally went over to my side, but we have been doing like grocery freight nonstop, like all the pickup orders, all that. It's not been usual for a long time, but typically I just oversee the whole home side of things and fill the stuff, tell people to fill the stuff, order the stuff. It's but my favorite thing I realized right when this all started, when they started the shelter in place order, I literally had an employee come to me and complain about how poorly she got treated, like she was lesser than, like days before that happened. And then come 2 days later, all of a sudden we're heroes. And I'm like,
Yeah.
all right. But
Yeah, that seems about right. Well, this is Business Over Beer Happy Hour, Ben.
I was gonna say, dude, I am thirsty.
Dude, I am so thirsty.
So, can I start? Is that okay?
I wish you would.
Okay, but I'm
'Cause
gonna
the sooner
first.
you start, the sooner it gets to me. So
Yes,
get after
I'm
it.
gonna first start with the riddle of the day.
Oh, riddle of the day. Let's hear it. Because we can't really see it. You got to get a darker marker. Oh, there you go. He's going to bring it close.
No, never mind. Here, let's do this.
There you go.
Okay, so what do you do when you see an elephant with a basketball?
No, Kaler. Not for you.
I know Kaler's response. His answer is already. Yes, Kaler, go ahead.
Drink beer.
Wrong, but good effort.
It may be wrong for the answer, but it's right.
It's
For
right
me.
right now.
It's
And
right
I
now.
am drinking the Clarity Rarity from Bale Breaker.
Oh, man, I love Bale Breaker. I think they're a fantastic brewery.
You're legit. Kevin, have you had this one, dude?
not that one, but I do also love everything they make. I'm going to have to go find one now.
So, Ben, I don't know if you realize this, but desperate times call for emergency beer. So says
Agreed.
Stoup Brewing out of Seattle. I picked up their Citra Emergency IPA.
Dude.
I am very, very excited to get into this.
Stoup, like Kevin was saying before this, before he went live, Stoup has been on point lately. They have just been releasing.
Well, I will let you know momentarily what I think.
Knoper, what are you drinking from Hoff?
I am drinking from Hoff. I am drinking the Boulder's Love Pacific Northwest style IPA from Brothers Cascadia.
No.
What do you think of that one?
I
Yeah.
like it. I think it's tasty. It's good.
Kevin, I know you got something special. What are you drinking today?
I've got Old School House Brewing Crystal Visions.
Ooh.
It is absolutely fantastic. They're from
Where are they out of?
Winthrop, up in the middle of nowhere, Washington.
Wow.
I already got it poured because I like it.
Well, Prost.
Happy hour, everyone.
Cheers.
Prost.
Oh, geez.
Cheers.
Life
You guys got it.
is good.
That's so good, man. Oh. Just when I say I'm done with the hazies,
Right.
I try to get out, but they keep bringing me back in.
I'm with you.
Godfather Part 3.
I love this beer. This is, this is so crushable. It is so It's juicy without being a hazy. Those Citra hops are just so freaking delicious. I mean, it's light at 5.9% alcohol, but it's got a nice bitterness. It's kind of got that citrus fruit bitterness, that like orange or tangerine bitterness right on the front of the tongue. It's not heavy. It's really, really delicious. It's very crushable. I love this beer. This is a great beer.
Yeah, this one has the bitterness at the end for sure. At the nose, right up front, though, you know it's a hazy. But at the front end your taste buds are like, now it's bitter. So, ooh, yeah, it's full. How was yours, Kevin?
It's great. It pretty much tastes exactly like the can says. Luscious, smooth, and tropical. And out of those three, the tropical is probably the least. If you kind of look for it on the tail end, it's there, but it's just like easy drinking at 7%. It's a little dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Kevin, you work at the grocery store at the garden department. So when this was all happening, was it chaos? Was it, were you warned about it? How did it all break down and all fold out for you?
Well, I'm getting a little fuzzy on like complete details.
Oh, dude, I can only imagine.
On my way to 56 hours this week. Last week I worked 56. The week before was 60. But so we went to Vegas for my birthday weekend, February 29th, and stuff was just starting to get weird because we were down there at a brew fest and everybody's talking about, like, on Facebook and online, they're like, we can't find toilet paper. And I'm like, what is happening? And we get back from Vegas and there's no toilet paper and it's super weird. And it wasn't long after that they started talking about, keeping people at home, and then they closed the schools, and it got really weird really quick because, gosh, what was it? Thursday, they were talking about it, and then Friday they did close the schools, and everything just went chaos. And everybody tries to tell me that Thursday was crazy. I think I was there and I don't remember it, but Friday was just nuts. And
yeah, you're right. It was that Friday.
It was chaos. And then Saturday it snowed and just pandemonium.
That's right. That's right.
Ah! So like a snow day, even just the amount of snow we had is absolute chaos on any given day. And then add, a pandemic on top of it. It was just, my assistant manager and I pushed carts for like 8 hours that day because everybody called out.
Man.
And go ahead.
What was it? So describe, pandemonium is a great word, but describe, like, can you give a little bit more detail about what the pandemonium was?
Oh yeah. So later that weekend or so, I had to go do some things in my area, and so Saturday I pushed carts all day. Friday I think I cashiered and bagged for the front end all day. We weren't doing our own jobs. We were doing whatever job they asked us to do. And come Sunday or so, my assistant, the same guy I was pushing carts with, comes out and he's like, the shelves are empty. And I'm like, what do you mean the shelves are empty? And he goes, come here. And we go over there, and the entire aisle, like the canned goods, is just gone. And the toilet paper is gone, and everything that's paper is gone. And it was like all the baking goods, everything was gone that day. It was just nuts. And that might have actually been later on Saturday because that's between our freight loads. It's the one day that they don't get grocery freight. And on top of it, everybody's running around asking us for this and that. And do you have any top ramen? And I'm like, no. Do you have any bread? No. Do you have milk? No. Eggs? No. Gosh, what was it? Flour? No. Sugar? No. Any of the stuff you could.
Wow.
Yeah, none of it. And so finally the stuff comes in, and then it's just complete chaos trying to put it back on the shelf before the customers come in the morning. And like the toilet paper stupid. We just put the pallet out and people just buy it off the pallet. I'm like, all right, guess we don't have to put it away. We still don't have hand sanitizer or Lysol wipes or Clorox wipes or aloe vera to make your own sanitizer or alcohol or any of that stuff. It comes in every once in a while and it's just boom, gone. And my favorite thing out of all of it is, I haven't seen it lately because I've been so crazy busy myself, but the doors open at 7 now, which before this we were opening at 6 and we pushed it back. The second the doors open, people are almost running down the front end to get to the toilet paper, and that's where they all go. I'm just like,
Every morning still, or back then. You're saying still it's that way?
Very recently still. We changed the limit to 1, and that finally made it last till like noon.
Oh man,
it's crazy. I haven't looked in the last week because I've been working too much myself, but.
So I'm just trying to imagine being in that situation. So, you know, other companies that, or other, you know, folks we've talked to both on the show and off, you know, have talked about the importance, especially of like senior leaders and upper management with their communication of what they know, what they don't know, what the plan is, you know, what the strategy is, what we're going to try to execute based on what we know is of reality today. How has that been? Has there been any time for that, for your upper management to kind of even strategize and then have a strategy flow down to you guys, or is it still just day in and day out? It's, you know, kind of moment by moment, just doing the best you can with what you got.
The latter. It sounds like there'll be like an idea out there. They're throwing them even at our store managers. Like, this is what we're going to try to do soon. And if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, we just go on doing the same. Nobody really knows from day to day what's going to be the next thing. Like, there for a while, they were telling us, hey, you're going to have to wear masks. You're going to have to wear masks. And a lot of people didn't want to. And then the next thing you know, the next day, they're like, yeah, you got to wear them now. And then 2 days later, we didn't have to wear them. And now we're back on wearing them again. And I don't know if anybody truly knows what's going to happen the next day. We just gather as much information. And the same way I run my garden center is I gather as much information as I can and I relay that to everybody, and we just kind of do the best we can with what we got.
So on the topic of wearing masks, so you know, how are you feeling? Obviously you've got a job to do. You've got to, you know, support your livelihood and your family. You know, is there any thoughts in your mind about your own safety or, you know, reluctance to go to work because of this? Like, what's been your thought process personally as you kind of grapple with what's going on and you know, how to best take care of yourself and your situation?
Well, it started out where we didn't feel, I use my buddy and I that work there. We kind of feed off each other and we're both like the least worrisome in the group. So you go to work and you're like, okay, I don't feel like wearing a mask because I can't breathe in it. And I don't really feel like I'm in that much danger if I'm not like in anybody's face. And so we wash our hands a lot. We have hand sanitizer readily available for us. They've done a good job of making sure we have it for us at least. And we just keep going. And but every once in a while, like the whole grocery store emptying that one day, we stand out there together, and because we're like two of the leaders of our side, and we're like, we need to vent. This is crazy. What is going to happen? I don't know. Should we buy some toilet paper? Should we buy some canned goods? I don't know. It's like, are we going to have food tomorrow? We work at a grocery store and there's no food on the shelves. Like, our safety net's not there anymore. But as far as like the safety of us, I've never really felt in danger myself personally, just because it hasn't felt like it's came in and hit too close to home yet. If there was a bunch of people sick, like right in my area, I'd probably feel a little unsafe. But myself, I've never really worried about it too much. I just take the best care of myself, try to be good myself, so I'm not like passing it on to any other people potentially or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I'm I'm one of the guys wearing the brave face even when I go sit in my car on my lunch and sometimes don't know what to think. Because we get there where it's like I did on my lunch break today where I don't know anymore, but I still keep pretending like I do.
Yeah, man,
Good.
I just can't imagine the stress level every day under those circumstances. I know the stress level I feel when I go shopping.
Yeah.
You know, so to be doing that every day, I hand it to you for putting on the brave face and getting after it. Talk about safety protocols for, you know, for the business, for the food, for the checkers. You know, kind of talk a little bit about how that's gone. Do you feel like your company's done a good job of creating some safety protocols in place to make sure that the food gets on the shelf safely, gets out of the building safely, and your customers are able to shop safely? Talk a little bit about those safety protocols.
I mean, it keeps increasing with every day, like what they think is more important. But I mean, from the beginning, like they gave us, they actually hired the new people. They weren't necessarily hired for it, but we had people that would spray the carts and wipe the carts, and we have a cleaning crew that would go around every hour and spray all the touch things and all that stuff. They, after a while, I think we've had them for a few weeks now. The big plexiglass thing right in front of our checkers. I think all of them have gotten them now. I mean, I think they're doing the best that they can without like rebuilding the store, but
Sure.
they're requiring us to wear masks, which is I hate to say it because I don't love them. I've gotten kind of used to them, but at least that way, because like the CDC was always saying, it's not going to necessarily prevent you from getting sick as much as it's going to prevent you from sneezing on somebody else. I don't know if they still believe that, but at least you're not directly breathing on anybody. And they haven't done the actual like where they close the doors and let in so many people. They're monitoring how many people are in the store, but honestly, we're never going to get to that 50% capacity that they regulated at, because it's a lot of people. It's like Black Friday numbers. We'll never get to that capacity. So, yeah, I don't.
Go ahead, Kano.
They've done masks and all that stuff. So,
I mean, we all know that working with the general public or consumers is challenging.
yeah.
What's been your take lately? I mean, is there any humanity left? I mean, how are people responding to your coworkers and yourself?
So in the beginning, when we're over working in the other departments doing like what you would consider essential stuff like groceries and all that stuff, there were a lot of people in the stores, but I've never been thanked for being there like ever. And a lot of people were, and some of them still do daily. I probably get somebody that says thank you every day, but it's less now that I'm out on my side and everybody's piling in looking for soil and plants and all the stuff to do their own thing. And I think everybody's gotten to that point where they're all stir crazy and they want to go out, and they're probably pretty normal customers as far as the demand, but in the situation, we're far more edgy with people wanting us to do everything for them because there's hundreds of people at a time to try to figure out how to deal with and bring in and stock things. But I think overall people are pretty all right, but I do have my moments where I vent in the back of my mind. I did post a little joke on something yesterday on Facebook, but it was embellished, of course. It was embellished for a joke.
Do you going into work? I mean, your hours must be ridiculous right now, right? You must be working how many hours on just average right now?
56 is about it. Like between 56 and 60 I've done in the last 3 weeks.
Do you I mean, with the quarantine thing and everybody staying in and the social distancing, do you kind of look forward to going to work though, just to get that interaction with other people?
Yeah. Don't tell everybody, but yeah. So like today was my day off, and I've gone in on one of my 2 days off for the last 3 weeks. And the girlfriend's working from home in the office, which is the one of 2 rooms we have. And the dogs get a little rambunctious when I'm there, and I got to keep the TV down and everything. And I kind of like, it's great. Like I get to spend her breaks with her and lunch. And then when she's off work, we get to hang out. But like while she's working, I'm like, I might as well just go to work. I'm bored.
There's just only so much Candy Crush you can play, Ben.
That's true. That's true.
Or Fortnite.
I like to watch horror movies, but I feel like the screams in the background of her conference calls probably aren't good. So
I'm just thinking to myself, I mean, because a lot of our people that we have on are they're either self-employed or business owners themselves. And, you know, one of the common things is that human to human interaction that we are all craving right now is like this.
yeah.
And for you literally get to go out and go to work and be like, hey, an actual human being I can talk to.
It's true.
I mean, I would think that you have the camaraderie that you have at work now is much tighter.
Yeah.
Or not really.
Overall, yeah. The people that are crappy are still crappy, and the people that are good are better. So, honest opinion.
Well, that's an interesting, you know, kind of management and leadership, thought for the future, because you all now will have, you know, for those of you that stay at your place of employment, you will all have this shared experience now. You know, I've worked at places where, you know, the company went through a product recall or the company went through a bankruptcy, you know, and I've come in after the fact, and it's always interesting to hear the groups who have been through it all. You don't know what we went through because, you know what, we went through the bankruptcy. We've been through it. You don't know anything about it. And now you've kind of got this shared experience, and good leaders and good managers will use that as a team building tool on the other side of it. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months from now, if this has become a way for you guys to build your team a little stronger.
Oh yeah. We definitely lean on each other. It's funny because like 2 of us go back and forth the most. There's a couple of the managers that we work with that seem like everything's fine all the time. And so the other 2 of us, we're always positive overall, but we'll get together and be like, dude, what the? So it's good to have somebody to bounce it off of when you just got to let it all go. Because you don't want to tell anybody below you that you're losing your stinking mind.
No, of course not. Because, you know, Canope told us that a while ago, and now look at him. He's not off. So I'm sorry.
He sent me here.
Sorry, man. Hey, you know what, Canope, though? You know what? Kevin has a passion.
Hey, Ben, before we get into that, I know you want to talk about beer, but we should say hello. Can we say hello?
All right, hello.
Say hello to some people.
Oh, hi, people.
Because we've got some people watching. Of course, Sandy is on.
Sandy's awesome.
My good friend Grace is on. And we've got, let's see, who else is joining us? Norma was watching for a minute. Gregory Walls says, what's up, Ben? Saying hello. Corey Staggy, who is a Happy Hour alumnus. He was on with us. So hello to everybody who's watching. Let us know what you're drinking. Let us know what's making you happy today. Give us a wave. If you have questions for any of us or for Kevin, shout them out and we'll get after them.
Well, I was going to say, what was I talking about? Oh, yes, Canope. Kevin here has a passion, and his passion just so happens to be beer.
Yes.
And So
sure he's
Kevin,
going to fit in.
so Kevin, can you do me a favor right now and just grab, or did you grab the beers already? Your other beers that you wanted to drink after this?
Well, I have one just because I thought it was funny. It was the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're twinning. We're twinning.
Go grab another beer that's real that you want to share. That's special. That's special. Do it. Do it.
Like just share that I have it or actually drink it?
Drink it. Well, you can drink
Okay.
it.
Well, because I got a pile of stuff.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't want to drink it.
Go grab it. Go grab it.
All right, now let's talk about him, guys.
Now that he's gone.
Yeah, now that he's gone.
Oh.
He can't hear us now, so.
You should. I mean, if you can't tell from behind him,
Yeah.
he's got some beer collection that is different level.
Well, it's funny because I kind of saw his like display over there, which I thought was really cool. I didn't actually notice the like stacks of cases right next to it. I was like, "Oh, that display is cool." Oh, that's actual beer to be drank right there.
It's empties.
Ah.
That's even more impressive, bro.
That makes me laugh. I love that.
No, but what he was saying about being the front line, like I would deal with the people I couldn't stand to work with right now if I were in like quarantine. You know what I'm talking about? Like I could deal with them. Maybe not canope.
Because at least there's interaction.
Yeah,
right?
there's something there. I mean, Jack,
I love interaction, but I got to tell you, it hasn't been all that difficult for me because I'm used to being in my home office most of the day, every day. So, but I do love the interaction. I really miss going out to clients and interact with them. It's tough.
Yeah. All right.
You were gone a long time. You better brought something good back.
Needed a glass too, because you can't drink a good beer in the tainted glass.
No, man.
Come on, man. What do you think?
Oh, Palisade number 3.
Wow.
Oh, dude, I have bad news. I don't have a bottle opener.
Oh, here I got
That's
one.
all right.
We have
have a cork?
Kayla. We have
Do you
Kayla.
have a cork?
It's all good.
If it's got a cork, just slam it against something.
Oh,
Kaylor can demonstrate.
I have one. I have one right here.
It's upside down.
It's upside down. There we go. I have one.
Grab a corked one.
Shut up.
I fail. I'm fired.
Boom.
So Palisade number 2,
Three.
we drank when we did our live at Fortside,
We
which
did our
of course
live at
was the
Fortside.
Great American Beer Fest bronze medal winning beer, which was fantastically awesome and
Yeah.
unique.
Thanks,
One of the
Kayla.
more interesting, that's probably one of the most interesting beers we've drank on this show. That Palisade
sure.
number 2 was awesome. So what's the deal with Palisade number 3?
I don't know. It's the third version.
If you want to know, call Mike over at Fortside.
Yeah, or Paul.
Yep.
I think he made it. It says beer brewed with grapes. I don't really know the ins and outs. They told me that the first one and the second one are very similar, which I have both those in the fridge too, because why not?
You got to have 1, 2, and 3.
Now I'm drinking 3 because you can't go to the pub and drink it right now, so I had to buy a bottle.
There you go.
Is that available at Fortside right now, the number 3?
It was.
know?
I'm sure it still is. Yeah. I got it like 2 weeks ago.
Prost.
Gross, man.
Cheers, guys. Oh, yeah, that's good. It definitely tastes like one of the, man, I do not know these styles of beer. It's like a kind of a wild ale kind of thing, but it definitely has that grapey, almost winey taste to it.
Hmm.
It looks beautiful.
Dude, it looks
Oh, yeah.
gorgeous.
I love these kind of beers, like your DeGard and what's the one out by Bend? Anybody?
Yes, all of
One
them.
by Ben?
Yeah, that does all the wild ales. It might be in Bend.
Oh, shoot. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, because I don't know, but they're fantastic too. Some people say that DeGard. I have a buddy that he likes those kind of beers, and he's like, "Why would you do an open fermentation next to a cow field?" So he says they all taste like cows. But I like them.
The Ale Apothecary? Is that them?
Yeah, there you go. That's it. $30 bottles, but they're fantastic.
Dude.
This one's only like 15. Not bad. It's not quite as big. I love everything about Fortside. I'm a super fan, and I live down the street, so.
We are
Well, that certainly doesn't hurt.
Yeah, that's kind of how that got started. We found out they were there when we got the apartment down the road, and that became our spot.
Yeah.
It's a good spot. It's certainly one of our favorite spots.
For sure. So what would you tell the people who are, okay, I'm going to go shopping. What advice are you giving your customers?
I saw a thing when it all started that, it was pretty harsh, but things like, hey, don't use cash if you can't. Like all the small businesses are not taking cash because cash is dirty anyway. So that was a nice thing. We're still taking it, of course, because I think technically you have to. I don't know, but they're trying not to. And
for all debts, public and private. I mean, come on.
Come on.
Exactly. I've had friends bring me cash, and they're like, I Lysoled it before I brought it. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. Did you see
that'll help. I'm sure that's
Did you
good.
see the picture of I can't remember if it was a guy or a lady that microwaved their money to sanitize it and burned half of it up?
Oh, geez.
Like,
oh my goodness.
We should have started there. I wish we
No
would have started
joke.
with the Lysoling of the money.
It's the fear
that's
of
what we said.
That is outstanding.
Rub some hand sanitizer.
Versus the guy who used to come in and say, "Oh," they reach down in their sock and say, "Here's the money." Ah, sorry.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
I was one of those people.
I hated that.
I was one of them.
You were a sock money guy, Ben?
Oh yeah, especially like
Horrible.
Oh, when I was 12, 13, and I would go
back
to
then, yeah, but as an
That's
adult,
okay. If you did it as a 27-year-old, you're an idiot. But
exactly.
dude, I got one better.
no comments.
In the summertime, people will come in wearing things without pockets.
Oh
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah.
Oh, and it's always sweaty. So, but on a serious note, the biggest thing would be like, why don't take your whole family to the grocery store? Can't one person do the shopping for you?
Yeah.
It would really cut down on our exposure and your exposure. That's the biggest thing. Is people are still coming in with their pregnant wives or their 7 kids, or like, I mean, they're not exaggerations. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, and if you're in a situation where that's not an option, I mean, you're a single parent, or like, look, people have to do what they have to do. But yeah, when the whole families are going in, God, I mean, I can't tell you how many times it's like, I wish I could just pull my kids and go with, or let's just get out of the house. Come on, we'll all just go. And it's like, no, that's a terrible idea. So yeah, I get that.
I was honestly like the last person to judge anybody on that, because if it is one parent and one kid, I mean, people got to do what they got to do. But some of them, it's like both parents and 3 kids and the baby, and I'm like,
and the grandparents.
Oh yeah, that's the worst part. Is now that the garden center is kind of kicking off, all the old people are out there, and I'm like, I get that you want plants, but like, I don't know, limit your exposure a little bit. Don't be a complete pain in the ass. I don't know.
I mean,
my wife's been calling her grandmother, and when she goes to the store, she calls her up and says, "What do you need?" Because we're not letting her go to the store, basically.
I was going to say, dude, Canope, like, they're the ones who need to be like the most concerned,
Yeah.
protected right now.
Yeah, man. But I mean, think about the other side of that. I mean, if you're an elderly person, you're living by
get it.
yourself,
Dude,
you
I
don't have
get
any
it.
family nearby,
I
and
get it.
and gardening is the only thing that makes you happy on a normal day.
Dude, I get it.
You know, so it's like you just never know. It's just
I get it.
you know, and being on the front lines. I mean, that's why being on the front lines is so hard, because you have to understand and not judge every single situation, right? It's like it's so easy for us on the outside to say, "Oh, look at that family. Why are they bringing there? Why is that old person going out? That's dumb." Or, you know, but when you have to interact with these customers every day, you don't know what their story is,
You don't.
and you have to just treat it as if, look, this is they're here because they have to be, and so I got to give them the respect and the service that they deserve regardless. And then I'll go in the back and vent, which I think is an important point that you made earlier. Like, you know, I've heard the stories of people venting in front of customers. You know, my wife came back after going out and she heard the venting out front. And it's like, ugh, that just makes my stomach turn. It's like, we all got to vent. We all have to, you know, we all got to navigate this one way or the other, but don't do it in front of your customer base.
Yeah, I ride that line a little close at times, just to like nonchalantly try to like sort of make people understand where I'm at. And I try to do it as gingerly as possible, because people will just keep grilling me with the next thing. And we'll use the vegetables, for example. Everybody's planting a vegetable garden apparently this year. Like everybody. And they'll be like, "Hey, do you have any vegetables?" I'm like, "Yeah, this is what I have." "You don't have any more?" "No." "Are you getting more?" "Yes." "When are you getting them?" "I don't know." "Why don't you know?" And I was like, "Well, the order's supposed to be here between Wednesday and Friday, but they literally don't have anything." "Why don't they have anything?" I'm like, "Everybody's planting a garden." And then they're like, "Well, if the truck shows up on Friday, what time?" And I was like, "I'm not sure. They're going to come when they can." And it's just like question after question. I'm like, "I'm sorry. It's been a crazy like year. Everybody's planting a garden. I mean, we're doing the best we can." That's all I got for you. Sorry.
Oh, dude, and I can.
Yeah.
I mean, the reason why I wanted you on was because the fact that you do everything with a smile, and you are and even, dude, and I remember when we talked when this was all going down, you still had a smile on your face. You were very happy. And you even said, you're like, I'm lucky I have a job. You're like,
yeah.
Dude, I'm lucky I have a job.
Yeah, I still feel that way. Yeah.
I know. And we appreciate what you're doing, bro. For real.
Hey, Canopa, Phyllis Nelson Hyder says hi.
Yes.
And
Hi,
we
Phyllis.
have the king of the beer nerds has popped on, Mr. Michael Perozzo, an additional happy hour alumnus. Hello, Michael. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you tuning in to see your boy Kevin take the heat from the Bob crew. Well, cool, man. Hey, I wish we could sit here and drink beer and exchange war stories all night. But yeah, we're kind of running up against it. Thank you so much for taking the time. Thanks for sharing your experience with us. I think it's for me, it's really eye-opening and a good reminder that, hey, essential employees have always been essential, pandemic or not, and I appreciate you and all of your colleagues and what you're doing for us and for the community every day. So thanks so much for coming on, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah. And Kevin, are you on social media? Are you on any groups? What groups are you in?
Like all the beer groups, pretty much.
Name one.
Beer nerds.
There you go.
Everybody knows me from that, even if I don't know them. It's great.
Beer nerds is awesome.
Yeah.
Canope.
Yeah. Hey, wait a second there, Ben. Hold that thought. Did anyone answer your riddle?
I don't see any answers to the riddle.
Grab your trunks.
Nobody wants to win a $10 gift card to Final Draft, I guess.
All right, $10 gift card up for grab. One more time, Ben, for the group. What is it?
What do you do when you see an elephant with a basketball?
All right.
This is actually really, really, really easy. While we're waiting, Canope, where can they find Business Over Beer?
They can find Business Over Beer at bizoverbeer.com, B-I-Z overbeer.com. They can get a look at, we have a blog, we have, for all the episodes, we have audio podcast linked on there, we have YouTube connection for watching the podcast and the happy hours, and we also have all of our social media handles on there, so if you want to interact with us, you can find it all there, and a little bit about the three of us as well.
Yeah, we do.
Perozzo says, slam trunk. See what he did there, Ben? That was a play on slam dunk.
Saw that, yeah.
That's okay. It's not correct, Michael, but it's funny.
No, it's not
good.
right, but that's
good.
really
No,
good.
we like the pun. The puns are good, man. Not correct.
And we're doing the Biz Over Beer Challenge, right, Canope?
We are doing a Biz Over Beer Challenge. So we have 2 challenges right now. And if you accept the challenge, you will complete or attempt it on video, post it on Facebook. You'll tag Business Over Beer and use the hashtag Biz Over Beer Challenge, B-I-Z Over Beer Challenge.
So,
And,
Canope, what is your challenge, Canope?
My challenge is shotgunning a beer. And so if anybody out there wants to accept that challenge, all they have to do is
I think we got somebody.
And make sure you post it to Facebook, tag Business Over Beer, and use the hashtag Biz Over Beer Challenge. And
I tried to challenge the beer nerds, and nobody took me up on it.
I saw that, yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe somebody with a little more beer nerd clout could get some beer nerds into the shotgunning challenge.
Yeah.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
And Kevin,
looking your way there, Kevin Reed. Yes, that's right.
if they choose not to shotgun a beer, they can go out to a local small business, purchase a gift card, take a video of themselves, show that gift card, tag the business they bought it from, and use the Biz Over Beer, hashtag Biz Over Beer Challenge as well, just so that we can see who that small business is, and so that others can support them as well.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
So,
And
yeah, maybe we'll see another video coming up of someone shotgunning a beer.
Am I allowed to puncture it before, or do I have to do it and chug it?
you just do
Do
you.
it, man. However you
All right.
it's your challenge.
I'm going to show Lewitt Lager.
All right.
Lewitt, hey, look, Lewitt.
All right, here goes.
Ready?
Holy!
Oh my
What?
goodness! What did I
What?
just see?
Oh, you did it again?
No. Are you
I blinked
serious?
and it was over. I didn't see it.
Is that empty?
Yeah.
Well, he's not Brian Shields. He's not going to leave any in the can.
Oh my goodness!
I mean, I spilled a decent amount on me, but
It happens.
is that too much? You want me
No,
to
that was awesome.
You win.
Yeah.
Challenge
Yeah.
challenge accepted.
We need to get him and Mike Ross
I
on a challenge.
Oh,
together.
for sure.
I feel
I
extremely
video.
inadequate right now.
Woo!
That was impressive. Well done.
Kevin, thank you, man. Hey, dude, keep on doing what you're doing. I know it seems right now that there's no end, but we all appreciate you.
Yeah, definitely.
And
I appreciate it. It's nice chatting with y'all.
we'll get you back on again.
Yeah, let's do a beer in person someday.
I like the sound of that.
Sounds good. Kaler, Canope, everybody who's watching, everybody who's listening, thank you so much. Love you. We will see you on Friday. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Hey.
Business Over Beer reminds you to always drink responsibly. Our theme song is Alley Cat by Soul Shifters. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you at the next Business Over Beer Happy Hour. So we'll all tread lightly.
It's all
He's
good.
just shit talking to me.
Well, unless it's Canope. That's about the only person that is not off limits.
I'm not off.
It's not off limits. So I can talk shit toward him. I don't even know.
Exactly.
I don't
Fact
even
it's-
know him.
In fact, it's encouraged.